this last week was an eventful one. A very well-known person died, a person that has influenced and affected the lives of many, many, many people. Dare I say, almost everyone has in some way been influenced by this person who died last week. The gentleman's name is James Lewis. James Lewis was suspected in the 1982 Tylenol poisonings that killed 7 people in the Chicago area, triggered a nationwide panic, and led to an overhaul in the safety of the over-the-counter medication packaging of everything, all kinds of stuff, right? So all the things that you have now, the foil seal when you go to open like a thing of, aspirin or Tylenol or whatever, that happened because none of that used to be in there. They used to just like when you opened it, it was just wide open. And this dude was poisoning stuff. So allegedly, never found guilty of it. But someone was putting poison in this stuff and people were dying. And because of that, Tylenol and many others ended up actually adjusting and starting to make various safety procedures as part of their manufacturing. One of them is the seal, the foil seal at the top. They also pack it with cotton so that way, if somebody, jabbed a syringe and you put it in, it would be absorbed by the cotton before it gets down in there. So they've made it so much harder to be able to damage anything. And it was because of this guy, James Lewis. And it's kind of a fascinating thing because, first of all, he died at 76, not a suspicious death. No one poisoned him. He was not ever charged in those 7 deaths. And in fact, no one was ever charged for 7 deaths. And whoever this person was doing, what they were taking over-the-counter painkillers and putting cyanide in them. And so he ended up. Now again, you can't leave a good thing alone. This guy had not been caught. Then he ends up sending a letter, an extortion note to Johnson & Johnson, the manufacturer, demanding $1 million to, quote, stop the killing. Now, that would seem like a pretty clear admission of guilt. But his thing was, no, I just wanted to try to see if they'd give me $1 million. I wasn't ever able to actually stop the killing because I never did it. I just wanted to see if I could get paid $1 million. So he did time in prison, but the time he did in prison was 12 years for sending the extortion note
for extortion.
to Johnson.
Wow.
If he hadn't ever said a word, he'd have been totally fine. So he did 12 years in prison, never admitted to anything. And he got arrested in New York City in 1982 after a big manhunt. He actually gave investigators a detailed account of how the killer might have operated, but said that he never actually did it himself.
Is this the OJ If I Did It book?
Exactly, yes. If I did it, yeah.
I would have done it the exact same way.
Seems like a genius crime to me, so I wouldn't have changed a thing. But yeah, so it was a crazy thing. So this guy died last week, and definitely had a massive impact on the world as it pertains to packaged goods and stuff like that. So I thought it was just kind of an interesting case there, because this is a guy that even in 2010, the FBI was coming to get DNA samples from him because they were investigating this for something that happened in 1982.
Wow.
So yeah,
so they were trying to go back and see if they could pin more on him.
Yeah, they're still looking for it. And I don't understand what they had, but clearly there wasn't enough even from the DNA that he gave, more recently to ever actually get him for anything.
That is
so
wild. He's
like that guy where, was he the guy? Was he not? I mean, he admitted that he was the guy, but then said that wasn't true. So those are the kind of crimes that really make you nuts, because you figure now that dude's dead. We will probably never, ever know who killed those 7 people and who put cyanide in Tylenol. Highly unlikely that you ever figure that out.
Definitely won't get any answers from him.
Yeah.
I feel like they got to know. They have to know who did this. Come on.
But if they know, why wouldn't they take him down? Unless you're saying that they know it wasn't him.
Yeah, there's something else there. It's got to be. Come on. Even in 1982, you couldn't figure out who was going around putting cyanide into pills, like going into stores. No cameras, no witnesses, no nothing.
I don't think they had cameras in 1982.
I mean, I'm sure they had some for them. I mean, no witnesses, no nothing, though. I don't know.
You think maybe he was CIA or something himself? Maybe.
You know how we go down these rabbit holes, and I say I never want to go down, and I always go down happily. I hop right down that thing and just slide on down. I just come on. There had to be some reason that they don't know who did this. I mean, did he do it? I don't know. I mean, it's pretty funny that he sent demanding this, and he said it was to embarrass his former employer or something, I think, if I remember correctly, because it was going to go to their bank account. So it's
stupid.
Yeah. So,
so now anytime I got to open up a pill bottle, I got to thank this guy for the changes and how it takes me instead of being able to just open it and, be able to take my Advil or whatever. Now I have to, fiddle with it just to get the damn top off.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's his
and once you get the top off, you got to somehow figure out how to get that piece of film that's over it just perfectly around. And heaven forbid you buy any generic version of it, because that you're going to have to get a knife out and everything else. Probably end up cutting
out of
yourself.
Asbestos. It's made out of asbestos. It's harder to get off.
So we're better off now than we ever were.
Perfectly. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Way to go, James Lewis.
Thank you.
Also, think about that, though. Like, at any point in time, you could have just walked into the store, opened the bottle, and just popped some pills and put them back.
It was a different world. That's what I'm saying. Is you're saying, well, someone had to have seen something. Dude, you realize how often people were probably just grabbing stuff, opening stuff, not thinking of it. It was just such a weird world, man. I don't know. It's hard to imagine.
True. Yeah. I can't imagine, someone has a real bad headache, didn't have money, they're just not popping into a drugstore, opening up a bottle and just pulling a couple out.
Yeah.
There was nothing stopping you from doing it.
No, it was practically encouraged, and they probably weren't even telling you on the label how many tablets were in there, because it was you get whatever's left over. Whatever someone else didn't take already, that's what you get.
Somewhere between 22 and 38.
Seems a little light. I don't know.
Just dig for one in the back here to see if I can get a full one that they haven't already gone through. Please go in here and take them all. I can't get
them. Wild times, man. Well, thanks. Thanks, Mr. Lewis.
James Lewis calls us all to lose our innocence. So thanks a lot, James. But so I just thought that was kind of interesting. The story itself is so interesting, and it has made such a difference, such an impact on the way that, that people consume things that they purchase, and really you never give any thought to that. But the idea that someone out there, if it wasn't, whether it was James Lewis or someone else, someone poisoned 7 people with cyanide and never got caught, totally got away with it. So thought it was
they need to do that now with these ice creams, so that they don't put the film over. You see these idiots that go in there and lick ice cream and challenge. Oh my gosh. You know how much that infuriates me when I see those.
No, you should go right to prison.
Oh, right to prison. Yeah.
No trial. No trial. We got you on camera.
Yeah.
We got you on camera. There's no reason that you would have picked up the pint of ice cream to your face. Wait, you're saying you didn't lick it? You don't have to smell it for freshness. If it's near your face, you're going to prison.
Straight to prison.
Yeah. I thought that a lot of the people that have done that and they've posted them, if they found them, they are prosecuting them to a certain degree, whether they learn their lessons or not, who knows. But from what I understand, because I think people's level of intelligence when it comes to doing something and recording themselves and putting it out there for others to see and witness what it is that they've done, I don't know how much thought goes into that. The whole innocent till proven guilty, except you're red-handedly caught because you're the one that posted the dumb video of yourself doing said action. You deserve everything. You if the law comes after you, you got to pay the piper, man. Got to do it.
Yeah. So gross. I don't know anyone that finds it funny. Maybe I'm just way too old for this, and I don't understand like young TikTok humor. I just don't find it funny at all that you licked ice cream and put it back. What is funny about it? Where is the gag? Tell me where the gag's at. If you can make me understand it, maybe I'll try it myself if I can figure out what's so funny about it. But I haven't figured it out.
I know we're going down this rabbit hole of things, but like I read an article the other day about this challenge, because everything's a challenge, right? That's what people are getting challenged to do. So it's incumbent on you to do what it is that the other person did to keep the thing going. And I read one where people were jumping off the back of a boat as he was speeding away.
Yes!
And I think there's a reported 7 deaths because people have been snapping their necks because the one video shows a boat going at a certain amount of speed, and then there's others that are doing it and they're like full throttling it. So when the person does decide to jump off the back of the boat, it's causing them to just snap their neck as soon as they hit the water. And to each their own on what it is that you're trying to accomplish in this world, but maybe the strong will survive. What's his name? What's the psychologist? Darwinism. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Sorry, but that's a little wild.
Do you know who I blame this on?
So you have an individual person.
No, I've got a
Please
disease
do tell.
I blame this on.
Yeah.
Please
I've
do
got
tell.
a disease. ALS. I blame it on ALS.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
The ice bucket
bath
challenge.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Good intent.
Blame us. Yeah.
Good
Not
intent.
only does it. Yeah. Not only does it ruin your motor functions.
Yeah.
It also has spurned all these other challenges.
Sure.
It's yet another way that ALS has damaged society and hurt people.
Yeah.
I get that.
Thanks, Lou Gehrig.
Yeah.
So I guess I can blame it
the worst.
strictly on one person. No, Lou Gehrig.
Right. He's the one that brought it to the forefront.
Yeah. So this is all Lou Gehrig's fault.
I consider myself the luckiest man.
Yeah. Also a jerk. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too because it used to just be called Lou Gehrig's disease, and now everyone really knows it as ALS, which makes me wonder: did the family of Lou Gehrig do a lot of work behind the scenes to like change this? Like, hey,
come on, man!
He did this other stuff that he was really good at. Like, why he doesn't want to have this? This doesn't need to be the thing.
Yeah.
Why can't Lou Gehrig's disease be like, oh man, he hit a long home run. He's got Lou Gehrig's disease tonight. Like, I mean, it can't be that. It has to be this horrible illness that makes your body seize up.
Think about Tommy John. You think he just wanted a surgery named after him? He just wanted to pitch.
That's it.
He just
let me get out there and
baseball.
That's how it happens, man.
Yep.
That's how it happens. Careful what you wish for.
So this all falls squarely on Lou Gehrig.
That's right.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Hope the value of his baseball cards is plummeted now over his what he did spreading ALS so much worse.
Yep.
What he'll be known for.
Oh, we got people licking ice cream that they haven't bought. Butterfly effect.
That's it. That's it.
Yep.
He's flying. All right, let's move on. Before we get sued by the Gehrig family, lovely people. I hear wonderful things.
Great family.
I mean, honestly, pillars of the community.
Good people.
They're not like those jerks, the Kennedys. I mean, these are really salt of the earth people, the Gehrigs.
Humble, down to earth folk. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move on. So